This week on The Men Are Talking, we are talking about games. Now, we're not talking about the kind of games people play on each other, but instead the kind we play with each other. We deep dive into board, video, even role-playing games. So get your +5 sword and your warthog ready to pass go and collect $200 with The Men Are Talking. Welcome, everyone, to this week's episode of The Men Are Talking. This week, we are going to be discussing games. We're going to talk about whatever kind of games we want to talk about. We can talk about video games, we can talk about board games, we can talk about card games, we can talk about role-playing games, we can talk about pretty much anything, but Ferg, we cannot talk about sport fucking because when emotions are involved, it's no longer a game.
Also, if it doesn't last 12 minutes, it's not a game. It's just an amusement.
Right. Since I have no emotions. You know.
Wow.
Well, good to know you break it into 3-minute quarters.
Well done, sir.
Gotta have a halftime.
You gotta hydrate.
Hey, want to see my pack?
I like to keep a sandwich on my nightstand.
And here's Bill giving other YouTube channels a free
There you
advertisement.
go.
But so let's go around. We've got a full house tonight.
Largest ever.
Nope.
That's what she said.
We've had
She
this
lied.
many people before.
Okay.
Except
Yeah,
we have
largest.
oh yeah, the same as
A tie? In the
a
gaming
tie.
sense?
A tie.
Let the games
I mean, if
begin.
it's a game, yeah.
Yeah, it's a game. It's a tie. Except for we don't play ties.
By the way, Florida did not tie. They got their asses handed to them.
Wow.
No, thank goodness.
Yeah, we're
All
going to
right.
sudden death.
Yeah, for the people listening to this next week, and when Florida wins their next game, they're gonna be like, wait, what happened?
Different game. Different game.
Well,
No. This was last Thursday to you guys.
in that spirit
Time
of...
traveling.
Wait, where are we on the podcast? Did we just miss it? When?
Just now. All right, so let's go around and introduce everybody. We're going to start with Bill
Hi, everybody. I'm Bill.
and UPC
I am UPC.
and the new guy, Matt.
This is going to be Matt Porter.
Sorry, we were going to call you Porter from now
Yeah,
on.
I got Porter.
And Ferg
What up?
and Dave.
Yep, still alive.
All
All
right.
right, Dave.
Not
And
dead yet.
Yeah, good job.
Dr. Paul
Hello.
and Michael.
Yep, still here too.
All right. And, of course, I'm Larry. So, like I said, tonight we're going to be discussing games. We're going to have a fun little discussion because, well, you know, games are all about fun and, well, literally fun in games.
Unless it's Monopoly or Risk.
But are they really?
Risk is way fun.
Oh my gosh, taking over the world. Jeez.
Way fun.
No.
World domination.
No, you
is-
said games are about fun. Risk is not about fun. It's fun to win,
Oh,
but
yes.
it's not about fun.
No, Risk is about world domination.
Okay.
I mean,
It's fun to
what we-
knock the board over.
It's what
and
we all want to do.
walk out in a huff.
Wow.
Those are the only right games of Risk to be
Hey.
played.
Yeah,
And Monopoly.
When every
Flip
single
the
one of
world
us were
upside
12
down.
years old, we were trying to figure out the way we were going to do it.
We were trying to play chess.
Well, we were trying to do that too.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
I believe that falls under sport fucking.
It does. It does. So,
I'm just going to get this out of the way now. Truth or Dare is off the table because I miss you, Becky Reynolds.
That's my grandmother.
Very nice.
all right. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to get it out of the way. We're going to start with UPC. So UPC.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Well,
Well, you intrigued us beforehand
okay.
with what
My
you were going to
teaser?
talk about. Yeah, your
Yeah,
teasers.
Okay.
So,
as a child, I did not really play games very much. Maybe went
what?
through a brief period in third or fourth grade playing chess and maybe
Floss
some
the
board
molar.
games. And then,
Point of order. Did you say chess in the 3rd or 4th grade?
yeah, it was
Okay.
all of us in our class. We played chess for like 1 year, very
And
religiously.
you know chess has got the white pieces and the black. It's not the red and black
It's-
pieces.
I don't see
Why-
color.
why
That's
does it
why
come
I've
down
never.
to
That's why I've
color
never
with
been
you?
good. That's why I've never been good at it.
Look,
Because
look,
that's how Parker Brothers
look,
made them.
look.
Because I'm
At,
putting
at
Parker
that age,
Brothers, the inventor of chess. You heard it here, folks.
No, the manufacturer of plastic chess games. Uh,
you know, at that age, you got to get them ready for prison,
Okay.
just in case.
I'm sorry to interrupt, sir.
Explains why my brother and sister taught me like
Yes.
at first and
I
second.
went through a
grades,
brief
but, yeah.
period in 4th and 5th grade playing D&D, and then they came out with the Immortal module, and we all were just like, this is dumb now, because what's the point of hit points when you're immortal? But anyway, the best games were played in college, and for 2 years I lived in a house with several other guys. It was a large house. We had a pool table, an 8-foot bar that we built, a DJ booth with turntables,
And a microphone.
and we had, yes,
In lots of different rooms.
and then we had a weekly, it eventually became a standing Wednesday night game night. And people would just show up, most of whom were regulars, occasionally just like, somebody would show up and knock on the door and say, hey, I heard you guys have like a cool game night, can I play? And we, sure. And we had a Jenga set that we took a Sharpie and wrote all kinds of special
Oh,
things you
yeah.
had to do.
Yeah, we do
when you
that,
pulled
yeah.
the block out. We played, 3-man and asshole. We had beer on tap, by the way. We had a dedicated beer fridge with a keg.
Well,
in
you
it.
were in college, you better.
Yeah, and that was a lot of fun. We had on the Jenga, we had certain things like exchange underpants with the person to your right. And we made sure.
That's how you get scabies.
No, we made sure.
It was entertaining.
Exactly how
Seating
scabies in
arrangement-
college happens.
Stephanie was really popular
The
at that
seating
game.
arrangement was always
was
boy,
Becky
girl,
Reynolds.
boy, girl,
Okay.
right?
Sorry, Becky.
That's still how you get scabies. I'm just saying.
Yeah, so we did
Girls
that.
get them too.
So yeah, the
I
Jenga
sat on a
game.
toilet seat.
We had
God.
we had 4 blocks that were take a shot, and 3 of them were we used the greater than or equal to sign for greater than or equal to 80 proof, and then 1 was greater than 80 proof, which meant now you're in the over 100 proof liquor.
Right.
So you had to do like a 151 shot or a 180 proof
Everclear.
Stroh rum from Austria, which I brought back from
Or
Germany.
101 Wild Turkey.
Yeah, but we didn't have that.
or-
It was only what we had
or
in stock,
81
right? And
Wild
so that was the gotcha.
Just one better.
Yeah.
Um,
Greater than 80.
But that was a long for almost
Sure,
a year
that's-
and a half. That was
math.
a long-standing
Wow, I
Wednesday
can
night
math.
affair, and it was a really great standing game night. A lot of regular participants. A lot of interesting hookups occurred as a result of that.
I can imagine. Once you're trading underwear, I mean,
So our Jenga,
Yeah, in a
our
room
Jenga
full of
set.
guys.
you've already got the
I
scabies.
get it.
I can't
What's the
emphasize
stop
how
yet?
cleverly we chose what we wrote on those Jenga blocks and how revered it was. And we were invited to bring the Jenga to other people's house parties. And so there was a night when there was a hurricane. I don't remember the name of the hurricane, but it was going through Gainesville. It was a Category 1, but Gainesville is not a hurricane-prone place, so everybody was kind of...
Don't they have a place called the
Worked
Swamp?
In Gainesville.
So we were at someone else's house, having a house party. It was a hurricane party because school had been shut down and everything. And we brought the Jenga, and then it became somehow strip Jenga at some point. And so
Do tell.
Well,
As it does.
yeah, even though the blocks
Wait, you
themselves
played
did
this?
not require you to do it,
I
it
have
was
played strip
basically
Jenga before.
every time
You
you
have?
pull out a block, you have to take off a piece of clothing.
So the
I
game.
thought you pulled out the. Never mind.
So the game got tainted.
Well, hold that thought because
Hold that thought.
this is back in late 90s, so 99, 2000, something like that. there was one guy who seemed to be extra eager, and hardly anyone knew who this guy was, and that also made it weird. Like, who invited this guy? Why is he? He was extra eager to get his clothes off.
That's a good sign.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Ted Bundy.
If you remember the movie Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon that came out not that long before this,
The parody?
and my nickname for this guy was Crouching Boner Hidden Odor. Because this
Wow.
guy was like half erect the whole time.
Wow.
Just from being naked. And then he also had a taint-like smell that wafted through the room.
A musk. A musk.
Yeah. Fortunately.
Where's this
fortunately-
going?
I don't know. This ride is
Fortunately, this Crouching Boner Hidden Odor did not deter the other people, particularly the ladies, from continuing with the game and also getting naked.
Did he also have swamp ass and nut fuck?
I was about to say, I feel like this guy
It was
clearly
definitely
came from
a-
the swamp.
It was definitely a fromage du fromunda.
Did he smell like the trail when somebody flushes the toilet
Oh,
on a
gosh,
rainy night?
no.
Yeah,
Oh,
something like
please,
that.
not
And then
that.
the irony is, I had to leave because because of this hurricane, and I worked at the radio station. Normally, the radio station was automated between the hours of 2 a.m. and 6 a.m.
You know,
It
the
just ran
podcast is
satellite
only
feed.
an hour and a half.
And I had to leave to go into the radio station and man the board in case we had some sort of National Weather Service alerts or anything. They needed a person there, and
They didn't.
No, not at all. And
Yeah,
I was
no,
so
it was
drunk. I was shit-faced.
Yeah. It's
And
Category
so instead
1.
of doing
They'd already
satellite-
gone over a ton of towns.
Instead of just
or a
doing
ton of
satellite
land
programming
before.
overnight, like
It
BBC
hit
World News
Gainesville.
and whatever, jazz with Bob Parlocha is what we played actually, and I had to be there and play just like jazz music or whatever, and then do station IDs and occasionally read like National Weather Service updates for this hurricane, this pussy ass Category 1, which everyone here has probably
Yeah.
lived through much
Welcome
more
to Florida.
handling
Yeah,
hurricanes.
yeah.
And yeah, I
Yeah,
was so
Category
drunk.
3
I
means
was
you get
so
1 day
drunk.
off work.
Yeah.
That's the day of the hurricane.
You guys get
Final
days off?
game
Yeah,
story.
you get a day off. I don't.
What?
Well, you don't. You work at a liquor store. you are an essential worker for a hurricane.
My game claim to
right.
fame is the game Trivial Pursuit, the original, what they would call the Genus Edition, the original version from the
Yeah.
80s. Okay, I have
Real deal Trivia Pursuit.
I have won that game in 4 different languages because a lot of people don't realize they released that game in Europe, in Germany and Spain and Netherlands. Those are the 3 countries in which I won it in their language. And they aren't the same questions. Some of them are, like the world event history stuff, but then when you get to arts and literature and stuff, they change it based
For them.
on what language. So it's like, what German film,
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
won this prize or whatever, or featured this direct.
And of course you knew.
And I beat them in their own language at Trivial Pursuit in Spain, Netherlands, and Germany.
Like a true American should.
Absolutely.
Come on, everybody. Give it up. Give it
Yeah.
up.
At the end,
International champion.
International
of
champion.
Trivial
Yeah,
Pursuit.
and
You're
at
only
the
a
end, I said,
doctor.
"You're welcome for the Marshall Plan."
And now we have
Here we are
him
sitting
on
in the same
our
room.
international podcast.
Dun, dun,
All right,
dun.
guys.
I
So,
yield the balance of my time.
all
And
right.
by
Look,
the way, his
you don't have it. It's a negative balance. You're
by
like
the way,
negative
his-
5 minutes.
His winning answer in German trivia was, say what you want about the guy, those trains ran on time.
Oh, my God.
Man.
Oh.
No,
5-second pause.
You had
And-
10 fingers.
Good
And
Lord.
just because of that, Bill is next.
Okay, so board games, grew up playing board games. My dad was a stickler for the rules when it came to Monopoly. And the rule in our house with Monopoly was if the money leaves the table, it's out of the game. You could not hide,
Oh. Couldn't hide your bank.
yellow $100 bills.
Yeah.
You weren't allowed to. If the money left the table or you hid it under the board, it's out. You're done.
That's a thing?
That was my
Yeah, go
dad's.
see the bank.
Hiding
Oh, you
money.
mean
That was a house
cheating?
rule. That was a house rule.
Well, yeah, everybody's got house rules. I
See,
played a lot of Monopoly, and I'm not trying to interrupt.
But
No,
yeah,
I'm trying
hiding
to
money.
feed in. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so people don't know how poor you are, and they can like take
Wow.
you out of the game.
Well,
you know,
think
and
you're
attack
poor.
you.
And you,
By the
you,
way,
you come up with a
also-
You guys-
surprise 500.
Yeah, you guys are playing some real world Monopoly out there.
Yeah.
And
balls.
Monopoly
Yeah,
was
alright.
also.
Yeah,
No Swiss bank account.
Yeah, you
Right,
weren't
no
allowed-
Swiss bank
You weren't
account.
allowed to
No
hide it.
Cayman Island
No
account.
offshore.
Right,
No
right.
offshoring allowed.
I never played offshore Monopoly before. It was like a new thing to me. Yeah. All right.
Monopoly was also the last time I used an iron. And,
It was also the last time I drove a car.
yeah, last time you drove it at work. Yeah. And he's like, I'll be the dog.
He was a thimble.
But we played growing up as Parcheesi, Monopoly. I'm old.
It has cheesy
alright?
in the name.
Look, when we were young, we had a stick and a can, and we liked it.
There's actually no R in Pachisi. There's no R.
Yeah.
Why do we have a linguist?
Look it up.
And he's a cunning
It's a
linguist.
Berenstein Bears.
And I also, we would eat hollandaise sauce while we
I
played.
didn't realize you were going to be that specific.
Wait.
For all intents and purposes, I get your point.
Supposedly.
Supposedly, allegedly, yeah. And but there was also, you remember Chinese checkers?
Yes.
Especially on
Yeah.
holidays.
Yeah.
You
and
can't say that
play
anymore.
that.
That's canceled.
Well
You
played.
could play that for a week because you lost your marbles after that.
I thought that was Hungry Hungry Hippos.
Yeah.
I've heard of
No, that's how you got your marbles.
Well, evidently my sister really loved the game Hungry Hungry Hippos.
Hello.
Love you, G.
I'm glad she doesn't listen.
Wow. She was always playing it at the dinner table.
New guy.
FNG.
Wow.
Timing.
Porter doesn't even know her, but he can pick up context clues.
She's got two black eyes. Apparently she doesn't listen.
You mentioned,
Wow.
UPCC
Oh,
mentioned
gosh.
playing chess,
This is
3rd
true.
and 4th grade. 2 years ago, I went to my son's house in North Carolina.
North?
Yeah, it's where they make the holiday sauce.
Yeah.
And it was for my grandson and my granddaughter's combined birthday party / back to school bash. And there were about 35 kids there.
That sounds like a big party.
It was a large. No, it sucked.
She said big, not good.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, a big party.
All right.
And what was weird was this: they had a 40-foot long slip and slide, tetherball, trampolines, all kinds of shit going on. And all of a sudden, a bunch of kids come in the house to play chess.
Oh, good. We're
Like
back to games.
5th and 6th graders. Yeah. And this kid walks up and he goes, "Hey, you want to play a game of chess?" And I go, "Not really." And he goes, "Yeah, because I beat everybody in our school." And I go, "Then I'm definitely not going to learn playing chess. No, it's not happening." But my wife and I used to play twice a week. We played Uno with friends of ours. We didn't drink, and we had a blast till 3 in the morning. I mean, it was awesome. We had just great conversations, good times. And then me and my buddy Dave realized that our wives all these years have been cheating because they would be sitting there with their cards. They were partners, we were partners. And Heidi would be like, "Hey, Rosa, I love your new red shoes.
Wow.
Did you guys just paint the walls in the house blue?" And they're fucking cheating at Uno.
Wow.
By throwing colors out to each other. And
Can't believe you guys aren't divorced.
So they were like Bloods and Crips throwing colors.
They were.
man, oh man.
Yeah, Heidi'd come in with a do-rag on. You
It's
know,
the first ever mention of Uno and Bloods and Crips.
First the Swiss bank account, and now the Cayman Islands, and
Cayman
and
but I mean, I grew up playing all, you know, and then my wife has a friend.
my wife.
Has a friend, and we were going out one night, and Heidi was taking Sandy. You don't know. And
Never heard of her.
I know her.
Paul wrote a large check to her one time.
One
He
time.
did.
Once.
Yeah.
Once.
And, but we were going out, and Heidi was way taking too much time getting ready. And she happened to look over and see that we had a backgammon game on the shelf. She goes, "Oh, do you play backgammon?" And I was like, "Actually, I have no clue how to play backgammon." And
she said,
so
"Let's wager."
while we sat waiting for Heidi to get ready, she taught me how to play backgammon. So every time she would come over,
It took Heidi that long?
yeah. Have you seen Heidi? She needed a lot of work.
Wow! That you're married to a woman.
Yeah, and so Sandy and I got to the point where for about 3 years, every time she'd come over to the house for dinner, or hang out, or for her to smoke weed while we drank.
She beat you at backgammon.
No, I'm a man. I'm not much of one, but I'm a man. I won. I played backhand. And,
Jesus!
Is this another one of these boards being tossed in the air?
But it did usually last longer than 12 minutes, so it was a game. But yeah, it was fun. It was a blast. I love board games. I mean, they're just, you know. As a matter of fact, real quick, before I left, went up to watch the Gators get their asses handed to them by the Utes tonight, and
The wall?
there was a table full of large women
Oh.
on the back porch saying
the
goodbye to
handpecking
one of their. Oh man, I hope none of them listen to this shit.
They do.
Well,
Saying goodbye
you're the one
to
that
their,
called up a
saying
women
goodbye
large.
to their friend.
Jesus.
And yeah, why do we have to bring Jesus into this? I don't even know who Jeebus is, but I asked them. I said, "Hey, ladies, may I interrupt?" I said, "Growing up as kids, what was your? Because that's how you grow up, your kids." And I
Speak for yourself.
yeah. Well, you were playing.
UPC was playing chess in
third grade.
diapers.
Yeah. And I can tell him what a pussy looks like. But anyway, I asked them what their favorite board games were, what their favorite games growing up, and several of the games. The number one game was Sorry. Number two game was Clue.
Yeah.
And then somebody hollered out, "You sunk my battleship." I was like, holy shit, I forgot all about
Yeah,
that.
Battleship.
And horrible movie, by the way.
It was. It's a terrible movie idea.
Terrible movie idea.
I didn't even know there was a
Who was
movie.
in it? Rihanna?
Whoever
Rihanna
greenlighted-
started.
Whoever greenlighted that project.
Rihanna started. You sunk my battleship.
They're like, well,
To the
Clue,
left,
Clue
to the
did pretty
left,
good.
to the right. Yeah. Well, now Clue is called Murders in a Apartment Building or something.
Oh,
Well,
it's
they
called
did
Knives
in the
Out.
building.
What?
Only Murders in the Building, but
Oh.
Only Murders
but
in
actually
Knives
the
Out was
best
better Clue.
successful franchise based on a board game was the Trivial Pursuit based TV sitcom Frasier.
Oh. No.
And, wait,
No.
if we're gonna talk about franchise,
No.
No.
I gotta give.
We're not.
No, I'm not. I gotta give credit to Brian Regan, who showed up and
He
went
is not
to
a franchise.
went to a Burger King, and the guy had a foreign accent. He said, would you like a franchise in Pepsi Cola?" And he ended up owning a Burger King. All right, I'm done. I'm out.
Yeah, you are.
and so it's been spoken.
Sorry.
I'm sure he just told you to shut up.
So let it be written, so let it be done.
Exactly.
God's pissed.
All right,
God's
Dave?
just like, you want to play
Yeah.
the game, Bill?
your turn.
Heyo! It's my turn. It's game night. Thank you very much to Matt Porter, sitting on the DL, coming in,
On the DL.
hitting homers. It's game night.
Oh,
Yeah. So I appreciate you being here, Mr.
Are
Porter.
we talking about the safe DL?
I hope not.
It's the same, it's the same DL that Ice-T was talking about, and that's for you.
No.
No. I was gonna say the one that that Bill has for Henry Cavill.
Wow.
Not get hit by a storm.
All right.
So, as far as games go, put a little bit of thought and background into this. Everybody grew up in a pretty standard way as far as board games and popularity. What I kind of refer back to is the puzzle games that you became involved with, where there were thinking games and learning games, whether it was how to remove the two horseshoes from each other and lock them back together, or the one with the golf tees where you had to jump over pegs, and
Golden Corral or Cracker Barrel days.
Cracker Barrel days, yeah.
Or how to
yeah.
get your fingers out of that bamboo, motherfucker.
You still can't do it. Yours are still locked together.
It's still on right now.
But something that maybe perhaps wasn't a team game or a group game, but perhaps more of an individual game where you started with a newspaper where it might have been the word jumble in order to solve clues and so on and so forth. Crossword puzzles I've always enjoyed. I don't do Sundays with the Times.
The New York Times.
Yeah.
I do that bitch in pen.
Yeah. But those
Who
kind of
actually
games
owns a
that,
pencil anyway?
those kind of games that kind of challenge yourself a little bit, mentally to squeeze some muscles in your brain and,
Sure.
and so on and so forth. Talking about media and these games, so again, we're almost all in a certain age demographic. There was a show before streaming and everything on HBO called Brain Games.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, it was fantastic. It was about an hour and a half long, and it gave you these puzzles that you would have to solve, within this certain time frame. But it was a show on HBO. It's called Brain Games. I'm sure you can find it, and
It's probably on YouTube.
worked out well. Now we live in a day and age where there's many, quote unquote thinking games. Wordle. From what's that? Sudoku, which relatively gained popularity within the last 10 years, or so. So games that I was most attracted to, perhaps as a kid, were the individual challenging games where you had to get from point A to point B and problem solve. Role playing didn't really come into the gaming aspect until high school, and
when Dave got into LARPing.
yeah, which I'm
Hold
down
on.
with.
If we're talking role playing, we are not talking about sport fucking.
Yeah,
again,
no,
right?
yeah.
No,
We're not going into
Yeah,
that.
no,
Okay, all right.
not naughty nurse.
All right, okay, all right.
Not furries.
As you were.
Ooh,
Right.
Fergie Daddy.
But the group of guys that I hung out with, we had to make a strict mandate. One of my friends was Catholic, and his mother was very, very insecure about the idea of Dungeons and Dragons. So we had to find an alternative in order to hang out and play games. So luckily there was this publishing company called Palladium that was able to get the rights to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And now when you hear that, you think you're playing Donatello or Leo or Splinter or whatever. The nice part about the Palladium books was that you could build your own mutant animal character. So whether you wanted to pick one or roll the dice and figure out this system, the Palladium system
and that kind of thing was my introduction into RPGs and things like that. And it's still one of my favorites today. But I think it is interesting when we do talk about games, especially non-digital games, that we can all make adjustments to them. We can all look at the rules, and if you want to change the rules, you can. You want to make them this way. You want to have house rules. You want to, trust the dice. You just want to pick. Like, that was one of the genius parts about these different games, is that to have your own individual personality placed upon these games, whether it's Monopoly, Risk, or
Jenga.
RPGs. Jenga.
My buddy George calls it the rule of cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
If it's cool, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Dave, I know you said non-digital, but would you mind sharing the story about the night you introduced me to the video game single shooter guy where you whacked the guy in the back of the head with a frying pan?
Oh, you're talking about PUBG.
Yeah.
So briefly, if you're all aware or not aware, there's a game out there called PUBG for short. It's called PlayerUnknown Battleground. At its inception, it was one of the most widely heralded games. You played as an individual, 1 versus 99 other players in a map that slowly condensed on itself, so people were brought together. I tried to introduce Bill to this game. I said, "Oh man, it's so good, so good, so good." So we sat down. I started playing it. I played for about an hour and a half. Nothing really happened.
He's just running around collecting weapons.
Right. So I got all these immaculate weapons.
Frying pan.
I'm in the car. I see somebody else finally, and I'm like, I'm gonna make this happen. I get out. I tool up my rifle. I'm looking down on this car. I hear the car. I go to take the shot. I miss, and then all of a sudden I'm dead. Well, after that hour and a half, I did not hear the third player that snuck up on me and killed me. And I turned to Bill and was like, "Well, that's pretty much the game."
And I'm passed out.
I had to kind of wake him up. So PUBG, I think you could find individual entertainment with, but as far as a secondary watch, not so good.
Well,
So there's like a throw mama from the train module.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, wait a minute. That one. I mean, this guy, Dave's running over this hill, getting ready to shoot this guy.
Yeah.
Guy pulls up in a pickup truck,
Yeah.
jumps out, shoots him in the face, and kills him. Like, really? I just sat here and watched you play this for an hour.
Yeah.
And the guy shot you in the face.
Absolutely.
And
100%
then the next
happened.
time I watched him play it, he's trying to fight this guy, and this guy jumps out to attack him. And Dave grabs a cast iron frying pan and whacked the guy in the back of the head and fucking killed him.
Keep that mofo down. I'm wicked. I'm wicked bad with the cast iron skillet.
And the frying pan had holiday sauce.
You sure it wasn't Fischetti?
Well, specifically, I'm not sure.
Is this a game that I could play at the public library?
Yeah.
It was.
No, you have to
I don't know if it's
you have
still.
to go home and just masturbate.
There is.
Oh my God. I would just like to
Maybe
take
at a
this time
biblioteca.
to call back any of you who might be listening. Check out our pet peeves episode. It's way funnier.
Before I finish, I will mention there is a nostalgia aspect, and I guess it probably works in modern terms, where you had one console and one controller, and your buddies were all over, and it was an event to pass that controller around and to see who could, then get to the next point.
Yeah, you could get furthest.
Or,
Right.
or get the high score. Or
Right.
See who can get the most cops in GTA.
Or
Yeah.
find out that the princess is actually in another castle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Push the red button.
Fuck
Yeah.
that shit.
But there was
you,
still
Mario.
teamwork there. Let's Mario Brothers for example. Like, everybody saw how difficult that jump was. So the next guy knew that if he got to that point, he could jump ahead. So there was a team dynamic to the console play of things. So
Going
anyway,
back
Instead
to
of
what
people
you
trying to murder
going-
each other.
Going
Right.
back to something you
in a
talked about
multi-
earlier,
Yeah.
except when it came to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I've
Because
beaten that
nobody
game.
nobody could beat that
I
game.
100% beat that game. I was
On the
actually
NES?
yes. I was talking to my son about this just yesterday.
Wow.
That he has a sim and he went and beat the arcade one. And I said, "Oh, I beat the arcade one, but it took me, whatever, $50 a quarter."
Right.
And I said,
Solid fact.
and I have my original NES, and I have my original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartridge, and I've beaten that game. Now, I will talk about 2 other games that I have not beaten. One is they made a Wolverine game.
Yep.
It features a Jim Lee cover. The second one that I will put in next to impossible, there's a Silver Surfer NES game.
What?
Wow.
It is the hardest game I have ever played.
No idea.
Harder than Battletoads, harder than anything else. If there's somebody out there that has beaten Silver Surfer, please chime up, because that game
I see
is
your
impossible.
Silver
below.
Surfer, and I raise you E.T. for the Atari.
Oh,
That
unbeatable.
wasn't
Because there is
That was
they
because
stopped
it was
coding it.
That's because it was
Stop coding
programmed shitty. You got
It
stuck
is
in the
impossible
hole.
to win.
You got stuck in the hole,
no.
and there was no way to get
There
out.
are-
And I own
And
this
also-
game in 2 forms.
Right.
One is the actual cartridge that I played. The other is brand new, still in the cellophane box, wrapping, everything.
Right.
Well, one of the other things about ET is they forgot to put the instruction manual in it.
And they also
Serious.
stopped
Yeah.
coding the
Everybody-
game
And
before it was
Okay.
this is
released.
Michael's
Okay,
forte.
if you haven't
I also know
haven't
that-
watched the documentary, and there is
Oh,
a
The
specific
landfill.
yes,
Yeah.
and it directly addresses what you're saying, UPC, is that the game was rushed in order to make a Christmas deadline.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
And so they got the programmer that had made Yaris
Yep.
and amazing other Atari games,
Yep.
and said, "Oh, I could get this done by the summer." Well, Steven Spielberg and his production team said, "No, we need it by Christmas," and that's why the game is screwed up.
Yep.
And it's still an interesting game. It's not Dungeons and Dragons.
But the only way to win is not to
What?
play.
The
The-
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Well,
The
I
NES
would say,
game?
yeah.
I
Well,
was
it
gonna
gets
say, would you
referenced
like to
in
play a
in
game?
whatever Player One.
Yeah.
Yada yada.
Yeah.
But anyways,
What was
yes,
that?
ET is a
War
very
games.
difficult game.
War games.
It's unwinnable.
Silver Surfer is programmed properly.
And still
Except-
just crazy hard.
Yes, you get 3 lives, and if you die, you go absolutely back to the beginning.
So
You
Candy
have
Because
five.
because
like
that's
Candy
how
Crush.
we grew up.
It's like the
Right.
Sega
You
Master
You didn't get
System.
you didn't keep going.
you didn't have
Right.
like save points and yeah.
No.
Who here remembers the Sega Master System that came out later than the NES, but it was superior in technology?
I'm gonna guess
Much
you.
superior. But do you know why it never achieved any foothold and popularity? Because
Because
all
it-
the games were fucking impossible.
It was on
Well,
beta.
Whereas Nintendo games
I was going to
allowed
say
you
it's
to
putting
win.
up with beta or with
Sega
you know.
was no. It was
Right.
like programmed by me. Like, nope, you're not getting past level
I
one.
mean, we
You-
go
you
in
die.
depth about the winnable
just-
game and that kind of thing. You mentioned Risk before we opened up the mics. Same kind of thing. There's a certain point when you start that game at 8 o'clock and it's 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just time to give up.
That depends.
It depends
If
on
you're
if
the one winning or you're the one
Nah.
losing. If you're
If
the
you-
one
If
losing,
you
yeah.
luck out,
If you lasted
start
5.5 hours,
That's
That's
when
when
you
you-
time to give up.
Then that's when you start attacking places that you have no
Right.
business attacking.
Start off with Australia, New
You
Zealand,
mean like
South
South
Ukraine?
America.
Yeah.
You,
Anyway,
Wow.
what do we all know about a land war in Asia?
Don't do it.
Never.
to wind things
Never.
up,
It's second only to.
to wind things up on my perspective, I've always enjoyed a puzzle game, whether it be a
When
word
life is on
puzzle,
the line.
a physical puzzle, or a puzzle to get from point A to point B. Those were always very interesting to me as far as games.
I got
All right, pass it on.
Well,
right.
to wrap that up, the problem with the Oregon Trail was if you're playing against your buddy Terry and you end up dying from dysentery.
Well, the problem with Oregon Trail is it did not actually allow for cannibalism.
No, it's when you're playing
it's very
against somebody
unrealistic.
Terry,
Exactly.
You make fun of his
It's
mom,
historically inaccurate,
and,
and that's how you get
dysentery.
through.
Dysentery.
That's how you get through the
And
path.
by the way, you always wrap it up.
Moving on.
And Leisure Suit Larry had no AIDS.
And
I have Leisure Suit Larry.
speaking of Leisure Suit Larry, I'm going next.
Yay!
And I'm not wearing a leisure suit.
By the way, I
But
love
I
your
did.
body,
But he
Larry.
is wearing his birthday suit.
I am the only one here who actually wore a gaming
True.
shirt. I'm wearing my
Outstanding.
Super Mario Brothers shirt.
It's
Please
fantastic.
tell me it's a John Leguizamo.
You know,
Super Mario
since
Brothers.
Dave had to point out during the football episode that he was the only one wearing a
You're right.
football hat.
And shirt.
And shirt.
And shirt.
So,
The Bears.
I am not going to talk about games I played when I was a
Paid for it.
child. I am not going to talk about any of that stuff. I'm going to talk about games I play now.
Okay.
Because you're a man child.
Because I'm a man.
And you're
And-
talking.
Candy Crush says otherwise.
I can afford Diablo 4. Damn. So, I play Diablo 4. But, also, and just so you guys know, if none of you are playing Diablo 4, fucking holy shit. It is so good. Have you enjoyed Diablo 1 through 3?
Is this a
4?
is this a computer game or a console game? What is
Yes.
it? I've never heard of it.
Anything. It's on all of it.
Wow.
You've never heard of Diablo?
No, I don't. Do
Well, not
computer games
necessarily
or console
Diablo 4, but
Satanic role-playing game?
Yes.
Let me guess, your favorite band is Amigo the Devil.
Yes. Maybe not my favorite, but definitely top 5. Yeah, Dave.
Two things. I am super interested in playing Diablo 4, so I'm glad you brought it up. What system are you playing it on?
PC.
Okay. The other is
Because fuck consoles.
is it
Not UPC, PC.
right? Is it
I'm not.
multiplayer?
Yes, kind of. Well, no, it is, but you can do it either way.
He chooses not to
No,
because
no, no.
he doesn't want a
I understand that
12-year-old
there's
South Korean to
individual
kick his
play
ass.
available in there,
Right.
but
But
if
you can just play by yourself. There's also people. There's quests
right,
that are group quests,
right.
and there are people who will post,
Right.
hey, looking for group.
If I got online and I have Diablo 4 on my PS4,
I don't know
Can-
if they make it for the PS4.
okay. Well, let's just say they do.
Okay.
Did they make it for the IBM PC Junior?
No.
No.
You had just got
It
done
would
saying it's
murder
on
it.
all of them.
Can we
It's
play
on PlayStation 5.
Can we play a mission together?
They're up to 5
Yes.
now?
Yes. Michael says.
Diablo is one of the great games that's actually what I called couch co-op. In other words, you and someone else can sit by next to each other while going through the game,
Yeah.
and that's one of the beautiful things about Diablo.
So you
But-
just use shared
but-
screen.
So they're getting
Shared
back
screen.
to the old school.
If you're like me and you hate
thing that Dave
people,
was talking
you can
about,
also
where you
do it
just
by
be like a
yourself.
team instead
Right.
of just a bloodbath of everyone trying to murder each other.
Yes,
Okay.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
There's no. Well,
not UPC's kind of game.
as
How about
far as
this?
I know, there's no PvP at all.
Can I throw this
Oh,
out there
okay.
so UPC can understand a little bit more?
Yeah.
Not in that way.
I don't know, can
Hey,
you?
hey, you
You ever
can.
play-
I'm
you ever-
just trying to have my time.
You ever played Gauntlet?
Yes.
It's
Like
the
Gauntlet,
new version
yeah.
of Gauntlet.
Blue Valkyrie.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's the new version of Gauntlet. I'm done. Go ahead.
Gotcha.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Another game that I play these days. Every once in a while, whenever my wife is off on Saturday, we will actually come over to the Trail South Studios and play a game called Farkle with Bill and Heidi. We will invite over people we like So only one of you have been here for it.
Hey, I've been invited. I just
And
haven't made
I
it.
think that's because you need the liquor, but okay.
That's why I have not been invited.
Liquor, hardly know her.
If you guys don't know, Farkle is a game where you get 6 dice based on what lands, depends on how many points you have. First one to 10,000 wins, not 10,000 even. 10,000 or more.
It's not like darts. It's not like darts 301, 501.
Yeah. So if you roll and you end up with 11,000, and someone goes out, everyone gets a roll after you go out.
Oh, it's like baseball, where every man gets his turn at bat.
So if you roll and you get 11,100, you win.
Yeah, Nichelle can attest to that. Many times.
Yeah, anytime Heidi says, "Oh, there's no way I could catch you."
8,000.
Yeah. yeah. And the other game that I play, and this one's going to take a little longer, that I still play and I play to this day, is Dungeons and Dragons. Now, not just Dungeons and Dragons, but role-playing games. We play Dungeons and Dragons. We play Call of Cthulhu. We play. I'm trying to remember the name of. Dungeon World.
What's the one with the cones?
Cones of Dunshire?
Yeah.
We don't play that. None of us wants to be the accountant.
Cones of Dunshire? Never heard of it.
You have heard of it, right?
Well, now I have.
And Noe's half the
Wow.
battle.
Are we literally the only 2 people who've watched Parks and Rec? Okay.
3.
3.
Game?
50% of
Mike,
us.
It's a game that
Michael
was
in.
Cones of Dunshire is a game that was
Invented by
one of the
out of work accountant.
When you said the
So
one
you
with
can
cones,
imagine.
I was about to say, you mean your driving test?
I knew he would get it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, the
Yeah.
cones.
So,
Is there anything like jump to conclusions?
No. So we actually play
Office Space,
every
yeah.
Sunday,
Oh, yeah,
but
right.
we're grown ass adults. So not only do we play role playing games every
Everybody's
Sunday
deceived.
with an actual group of grown ups who make a point to every Sunday show up, which apparently is very hard to do these days.
extremely.
But we have figured out the way to do it. The whole game is planned around a meal. One person brings an app, one person brings the main dish, one person brings sides, one person brings dessert. We decide on a flavor profile early in the week, and then we all figure out what we're bringing during the week. Sunday we show up, and
That sounds
we're eating
really
like
boring.
fucking kings.
That's fantastic.
Sounds awesome.
While we're playing fucking role playing games.
Yeah.
By the way,
It sounds
don't
like people
bother
with kids.
texting Larry during D&D because he's like, I was playing D&D. No, I'm not answering.
And you would be completely wrong because I'm the only one who plays who has a kid, and my kid is 22. She is not hampering my.
She's
my
not
day-to-day
texting him.
They,
She's getting married in 2 months.
They roll the windows down in the back seat of the car.
But yeah. So
For
just
the
so,
dog, but
just so that everyone understands, I just need to make this so clear to not only everyone here, but everyone listening in. I threw a goddamn sun sword through a fucking vampire's head last week. Do you have any idea how cool that is?
That is
I do.
extraordinary.
That was amazing.
Well, let's raise the
Absolutely.
glass.
You know the vampire.
Oh,
If you know the sun sword.
yes, I do.
Yes. So
The fact that you
I
do
get
this
to hear
over
the
dinner
story
makes it
again.
sound like
So,
medieval
I get
times.
little wins.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Turkey leg. Hey,
Just a
wench,
big
I need
turkey
more
leg
ale,
playing
wench.
D&D.
Yeah, no, that's
yeah, well, 2 weeks ago, it goes,
that's
I
not the
killed a
one.
man with a trident.
You know what? I saw that episode of What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah. So
Should lay low for a
Larry
while.
we
lived it.
should. All right. So,
Alright, Gizmo.
Tried, not tried.
but just going back in case anyone didn't hear, Diablo 4 is amazing, and so is Borderlands 3, and
Also another couch co-op game.
and Age of Empires 4. If you ever are just sitting there and you go, I would really love to commit genocide, Age of Empires 4 is your game.
Oh, in game. Okay.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, maybe thinking it out of game, but in game, you can. The secret is you set it to build a wonder,
That's what she said.
because they will never build the wonder.
He never heard.
So you got plenty of time just to wipe out everyone. And you got that one peasant that runs into the woods, and then you can send all your knights in to, at the very end to kill that last one. And it's good times. Good times. Oh, that was all recorded, wasn't it?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, you do the editing.
So, no, don't write that down. Okay. All right. So we're gonna move on to Porter.
Oh, I thought we were going to Michael now.
You thought we were.
Ah, fuck.
You had plenty of time to prepare for this.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's
A
your
whole-
first.
Like,
It's your first time.
Through your 30-minute story and then Bill's 45-minute story, yeah.
Really, I was shorter than him. I went less than he did.
Yeah,
I will time it.
that's what she said.
Dead silence. Dead silence.
Wow.
Oh, UBC.
I was laughing at both reaction and silence.
So,
I feel like I'm the youngest one, so I didn't really grow up with a whole lot of the same games, per se.
go
Well,
ahead,
you could-
Robbie,
Oh,
go
yeah.
ahead. Sure.
First, you have to grow up.
That is true. I'm still working on that, Bill.
Did your father ever teach you about shaving?
No, not once.
Do you
I
like
just let it keep going.
do
It's
you like
great.
gladiator movies, Porter?
Gladiator movies, they're kind of alright. You know, this is Sparta.
Have you ever been to a
Porter?
Turkish prison?
Porter, have you ever hung around in the gym, in the locker room after?
You tell your old man I break my ass up and down that court every day.
The old man to drive Walton and Lambier up the court.
Right.
Hey, you
48
guys
minutes.
can't tell, but I'm really happy Porter's here because other than me, well, before I was the only one here with earrings, period, but stretched ears. And
You're the only one that looks different.
Porters are bigger than mine.
Yeah, he's got
I one of these things is not like the other. And now,
So for those of you who listening,
I just thought.
all of Porter's holes are stretched.
Widely. On the deal. Sat on the deal.
I just thought he fell into a tackle box.
All right, Porter.
But yeah, no, I grew up playing a lot of the Nintendo games. Grew up playing Gauntlet, as Dave mentioned earlier. But I did more of that on the arcade style. That was fun. But some games that I really liked are like BioShock. I like story games for my video games.
Yeah.
I feel like BioShock has one of the best storylines.
What about Myst?
I agree.
I have not tried that one. Is it because it's missing right now?
Look,
We're all
it's
getting
the
rained
story
on.
is bullshit.
Because he's also under
It's
35.
It's terrible.
It's the appearance of the story with
Yeah.
the story.
Yeah.
But yeah, I grew up in a household playing a lot of board games. You know, Sorry was always one of them, and Sorry gets really fun whenever you're playing against your cousins that aren't very sorry about what they just did.
Story. I feel like that game is made by Canadians. Like, oops, sorry. Pardon. Sorry. Pardon.
That's what I was thinking earlier whenever Bill said sorry.
It's a Canadian
Like,
game.
you fucking
Sorry.
cannot.
Oh no, he was doing that on purpose.
Wheels Ontario.
Yeah, no, not Borderlands, sorry, but BioShock is just an amazing storyline that has a lot of connection and everything that I thought was really cool.
Have you played the remastered?
Yeah, I have all the remastered ones.
So
Those
good.
are a lot better.
So good.
I'll go through that's one of the games I'll return to and play like once a year or so. I'll just play through the series.
Yeah.
If I'm bored. I don't want to play any of the stupid multiplayer games that I play. But have you guys ever played Uno Flip on mushrooms with black lights? Let me tell you about this.
That's Sunday night church, yeah.
Those are a lot of descriptors.
All right.
A lot of modifiers.
No, it was great. It was totally great. One experience I did this. Took mushrooms, went to the Georgia Aquarium. Fantastic time there.
Oh, I bet.
Oh, God. Did
Came
it
back.
scare you?
Oh, it was great.
That tunnel?
Yes.
Holy shit.
Just staring at the silverfish. I swear
The
we're probably there for like 45 minutes, just looking at the fish schooling around.
You're not talking about the silverfish in your apartment.
No, not those.
In the bathtub.
Remind me to tell you the story when we're not recording.
No.
I don't know. I feel like this should be there.
Good enough for air.
Did the
Larry can edit.
Porter did
It
the
has nothing to do with games, so
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, then no.
Either way,
There we go.
better than everything we've been talking about up to this point.
Head game?
So if anybody's played Uno Flip, it's just like Uno, but on the back side there is a dark side, and there's like a fuchsia color and everything else, which looks amazing under black lights, and then you're on mushrooms, which makes it really hard to decipher what fucking color you're looking
Porter,
at.
Right.
I'm a man. Explain to me what fuchsia is.
Fuchsia would be like pink purple, I guess, like a bright neon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Violet almost.
Yeah.
Neon violet.
I've heard that word used by women. I don't know what that is.
Well,
Well,
now you do.
And
I
no,
thought you were cultured.
The other half
I
is
thought you read the dictionary
Trying to
127
explain
times.
British
I
racing
thought you
dreams
four
to a
different
woman.
languages.
I thought you were cultured in like
Wow.
art
What
and
Guy
What's the
plays
hate?
chess in 3rd grade but doesn't know what fuchsia is. Okay. Whatever. I think you're lying about something.
being a man.
I'm done.
All right.
You know what? I have another off-air
You
thing.
started this.
Hold it.
But yeah, so you have it on both sides. So you can actually see what other people have in their hand on the dark side or light side, whichever you're playing right then. And then if you play a card, you'll have to flip everything over. And the dark side actually has like draw 5s and skip everyone's. So you can fuck people over very easily.
That is the fun
Team
part
up.
about certain games.
Like,
Is to fuck someone over.
like
When they were close to winning,
Exactly.
and then you have the game rules allow you to just completely dogpile.
you can
on
just
a
see
person,
what's in the
and it's
person
like,
next
nope,
to
nope,
you's
you're
hand.
not done yet. You
And
don't
you can
win.
just know how to like play into it to stack somebody else.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you have to play what's facing you?
Yeah, you play what's facing you.
So when they have to flip,
and then
you know
there's
what's
a
facing them.
flip card, yeah.
Yeah.
And on the dark side it has draw 5. So if you get like 3 draw 5s stacked in a row, you're never coming back from this.
No, that's called they fuck you at the drive.
No. Oh, no. I'm sorry. It just occurred to me. I have this card game. I still own it. It's a Mad Magazine card game from the 80s, and it's very much like Uno, but it's all these Alfred E. Newman and different cards.
Spy versus spy.
No, it's all Alfred E. Newman stuff, but it's like Uno, and it's so good. It has like all these draw cards, and it's better constructed
I'm
than
going to
Uno
cut
is.
you off right there, and I would say, hey,
So good.
listeners, look it up on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
I bet it's there.
So good.
All right, because we're gonna let Porter finish.
I don't know. I feel like I kind of walked into this and was told that we were doing this tonight, and
Oh no, that's
my
totally what
game.
happened. Yeah,
You
were
love it.
ambushed.
And it's like the best Thursday ever.
Yeah, you were ambushed.
Yeah.
All right, so does that mean you're good?
Yeah, I'm great.
All right, so let's move on. Let's go from Porter to Ferg.
Oh, all right. So again, like
That's Matt.
most, yeah.
Hey, Matt.
Hey, Matt. Like the most of us,
Hot bed.
I grew up playing all the, Monopoly, all that stuff, and although I think I started playing chess in 4th grade, so I waited an extra year.
Well, you're a late bloomer.
Right,
So
right.
back.
But I actually I used to play in tournaments and I've actually won a few tournaments. But and then Trivial Pursuit again, like I'm an endless supply of useless stacks,
Right?
and so like I'm really
We
good
should
at that.
totally play Trivial Pursuit at
On
the
air.
podcast one.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's
And
You're
I
gonna
will
see it's
kick
just gonna
all of
win.
your asses.
No, you won't.
So
Oh yeah, I will.
but like
I'm talking
but the
original.
game I really want to talk about.
Memorize every single card, but anyway.
It's a newer game. Well, it's been on the market for a few years now, but it's something that when COVID happened and the bar shut down and everything shut down, and you couldn't
The
do
Dark Ages?
Oh yes,
Couple 4 times?
no, that was
during
that-
the
end times?
during the troubles.
during the Troubles. We would play a game called Cards Against Humanity.
Oh.
And, Michael was there for a lot of those games. Bill was there for a few. I think we all played at one point. Well, maybe not UUPC, but
So I had a job.
so did I.
No,
I
you
did
just
too,
you
I
just
just
live
didn't
against
do
humanity.
it.
You don't need cards.
I've never played that game.
Hey,
actually. I don't know
hey,
how it works.
I didn't because I was an essential worker.
I was an assistant. worker
I
as
worked.
well.
I worked for Apple. Don't
That
ask
was
me
an
why that
essential
was
worker. He
essential.
worked at a liquor
I
store.
know exactly.
Hey, by the way, thank you for your heroism.
Thank you for your service.
Well, somebody had to do it.
Yeah.
But for those who don't know how this game works, it's there's basically
As a Navy veteran, I love that. That's why you say thank you for your service. Because you worked in the liquor
He's
store.
done more for me as a liquor store salesman than a fucking...
Yo Gobin in the Navy. Yeah, here's your orders, guys.
You ever typed up any orders for me? No, you
No.
haven't.
Rang up my liquor sales.
Matt,
Yo.
how does Cards Against Humanity work?
Oh, so
Oh, fine. Bring us back in order.
yes. So pretty much
Here.
you have like I wouldn't necessarily say a question card, but like a statement card, if you will.
Right.
Which usually there's a either fill in the blank or like if there is a question, and you have your answer cards. So they would read one of these like statement cards, and then everybody goes around the table and they put in their answers, and whoever read the question or statement would decide who gave the best answer. The first person to 10 correct answers would win. But the problem with this game, not problem, the genius of this game, is that like these statements and questions and answers are fucked up.
Oh, 100%.
I mean,
And what card wins every time?
Big Black Dick or something like that? Yeah, I've never played it, and
that is
I'm aware of
one.
this.
That bitch Karen,
Big black dick.
big black dick,
And,
Nazi Germany.
and Nazi Germany.
and a new one,
what's
bigger, blacker dick.
Oh wow.
Oh no, and then there's biggest, blackest.
Is it like Magic where you have to like buy extra
Yeah,
cards on eBay for $1 million?
It's just like Magic.
But you buy
exactly the
extra
same.
cards on
It's just
eBay.
like
No, it's
it's like
exactly
playing
the same.
chess.
And so,
yeah. If you guys listen to our episode where we learned to play Magic, exactly
Even
the
I
same.
didn't listen to that episode.
but
No, it's not like that.
for basically 3 months straight, because there was nothing else to fucking do, we played basically every night. I mean, just
Did you get all the expansions?
Oh, we did. In fact, Michael here went out and got
All
a
expansions.
but also went and got basically a box that you would keep your baseball card collection in order to hold all the cards that were against humanity.
Michael, Bill needs one of those. So I'm gonna send them to you.
But
Check.
this game is ridiculous fun. We did have a rule, a guideline, not really a rule, because do it at your own risk.
That's
But
a
while
different game.
while somebody is reading out the answer cards, do
Don't
not take a sip of whatever beverage you're having, because there's a good chance
You will.
the person
spit.
across the table from you is going to be covered in your
The
drink.
game includes spit takes?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The game is nothing
Yeah.
but spit takes.
Yeah.
Sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I remember-
no,
If it's
no,
not
no.
a spit take, you're not
How
winning.
have I not played this game?
I
It
don't
seems
know.
like right up my alley.
But not to horn in on your time. The best part about that game is that it 100% depends on how much you know the people
Right.
you're playing with.
You gotta play
because
to your
you gotta
audience.
play to them,
Right.
Because it's up to them to decide what's the best answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
So,
it's not a
like-
consensus thing. It's the person who
Yeah,
reads.
yeah. If
you
you're,
know.
if you're playing against Heidi, it's got to be something that makes sense.
Right.
Because if it doesn't make sense,
or-
no matter how funny it is,
Or is gonna.
just so you know,
Yeah.
I have put some
It's-
really funny shit out there. But if it doesn't make sense,
It reminds me
she
of
will not
Boulder
get
Dash
to
Right.
in a way.
it.
Apples to apples.
But
Yeah, the
Then-
Christian version of
Apples to
Cards
apples
Against
is how
Humanity.
Cards Against
then,
Humanity
then
started.
Will or Nichelle, the darkest fucking
Yeah.
shit in your hand,
Oh yeah.
put that down, and it doesn't matter
Right.
what the original thing
Oh,
was.
No.
Whatever the darkest, funniest thing is that you have in your
My,
hand,
my,
you
my
put that
former
down, they're gonna
next door
pick it.
neighbor.
So is this the only game where pedophile jokes are actually like winners?
Incorrect.
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. Why am I not playing this game at all times?
Because you're
Because you
playing
already
chess.
are. You play the real life version.
You got me there.
Oh, you walked right into it.
Touche. Yeah.
So like, there's one where like talk about the new dynamic duo or whatever, and you play cards like
Ace and Gary?
No.
Well, no, but you
That wouldn't be funny.
right. But you play cards like
But that was fun.
like Hitler, and
Their answer was the trains always ran on time.
And garbage.
right.
You beat me.
Oh,
to
Now
it.
it came full circle,
Or like
just like Thomas.
or it'd be like
Did a circle.
Batman and that bitch Karen.
Right.
Or like however or like what was it? Stan from accounting or whatever.
Yeah. And the back alley Mexican robot abortionist.
My favorite thing to do
That
at
sounds
church.
like a Futurama episode that hasn't been made yet.
Yeah, my favorite thing
That-
to do
that-
at church.
that's actually-
Finger in the
that's
ass.
actually-
There's
Yeah,
still
that-
time. They rehashed the season.
Yeah,
But-
the
but-
season
but
just came
serious.
out. Yeah.
Funny story, that's actually from the Trump expansion.
It just seems like they take the Simpsons doctor guy. Oh yeah, man.
Oh.
Yeah, guy.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can do that, and then they do a Futurama matchup.
Yeah, the first time I played
Yeah.
at your wife's house, your wife,
My wife.
we sat out on the patio on the
Right,
carport,
carport.
Oh, the fucking
And,
dancing cardboard black
yeah.
hole of time and space.
and we played that with candles because the mosquitoes
Yeah.
were egregious.
I just drank enough to where
I
they
think
Okay.
that was my
They die.
winning game.
Okay, that's how they pronounce them in Maine.
No,
Mosquitoes?
in Maine we call them the state bird.
Well, yeah, I like-
Peter did it out.
I've played other games over the years as well. Like for a long period of time, I played a game online called A City of Heroes.
Yes.
Oh.
So good.
I was waiting that for a long time, and then the game went, the funk.
Capoots?
Yeah, and so, but anyway, like, yeah, I like games and stuff, and hell, like bar games, shit, darts, pool.
Yeah,
I'm
Real darts, not plastic darts.
either.
Well, you don't want to hand metal darts
Hey,
to drunk people.
You know,
Yeah,
Oh,
you
no,
do.
that's exactly how you get a
Whoa,
good
whoa,
time.
Centuries
Whoa,
Fuck it, let's do
whoa,
axes.
Whoa. If you're a real man, you can throw either. You know how.
Isn't it
You
either?
can't, you can't go. You
I
can't
don't-
go. No,
I'm good.
it is not.
I am good at throwing things, like fits and tantrums and.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, chess pieces as a little chin
See,
music.
I have been known to flip over a chessboard before.
We
just
we have all
you could
we all
throw
saw
a
it
bishop
earlier.
as a little chin music.
well,
We all saw it earlier.
The guy's
Before we
crowned the
started
board.
recording.
Oh dear.
All right.
oh yeah. So yeah, who's next?
By the way, before you get to Michael, you mentioned darts and
Why
metal
do you
darts
think
in a
Michael's
bar.
next? Why don't you think I'm going to leave him for last?
He is last.
No.
You just said he's next.
Which
one
yeah,
is it?
yeah.
All doesn't count.
Yeah, who's in charge here?
I'm not.
I know.
But my brother.
It's not me, is it? Because please don't make it be me.
Is
Real
anyone.
quick, my
It
brother
is you.
and I had a dartboard, and we played darts, metal tip darts, real darts,
With the dartboard?
manly darts, in a manly manner amongst men.
Like lawn darts?
You said when you were
No,
kids, though,
those
right?
are Darts.
Lord.
Catch it, Jimmy.
That's one way.
I'm not saying the only way. I'm saying a way. And my brother and I, when we would go up to the dartboard to pull our darts out of the dartboard, we would wing the darts next to them. And I reached up to grab the dartboard, and my brother put one through the middle of my fingernail. About a centimeter. For you in America, that's about a quarter inch. A third of an inch. Put it through my finger. And let me tell you, that motherfucker hurt. And my mom saw it. She's like, what happened? I was like, oh, I was working with a hammer. And I hit it. But no, it took like a month to grow out.
Bill, I have some bad news for you.
Yeah.
We're in America.
But not everybody listening is. There are
Sure.
some Australians.
There are, and
G'day,
some
mate.
people in Greece and Italy and Spain
A
and
a dingo
Yeah.
stole my baby.
and let's not forget the UK.
Those eat babies.
Let's not forget the UK.
Yeah.
Sorry about
Australian
Celebrating.
Monopoly goes counterclockwise.
sorry about celebrating July 4th.
Sorry about the tea. It was
Well,
spilled.
not really.
It was spilled.
And Bob's your
We're
uncle.
not. All right. So next, not because Bill said so, but because Ferg said so. It's
What'd I
Paul's
say?
turn
Oh,
because Ferg's in charge.
okay.
No, I am not.
All
You
hail
see my
Ferg.
shirt?
All hail
Please don't make
Captain
me do
Ferg.
stuff.
Why are you wearing your Davy Crockett hat for this?
I do.
Or Daniel Boone.
I
I've heard
do
it
see
both
the
ways.
shirt, but it doesn't change the fact that you said Paul's next, so Paul's next. I have the text message. I can show everyone.
Wow. Oh, yep, there it is.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord, I just got the text.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Everyone sees it.
By the way, Ferg is wearing a T-shirt that says, "Please don't make me do stuff,"
Yeah, that's why we're
and
doing that.
he came directly from work.
It's
So
a bit.
That's fantastic.
Where I am the manager.
Yeah. Yeah, where he's the guy who literally does stuff.
I
Where
guess.
he's sitting on the
I wouldn't call
Crown
it
Royal throne when I walk in. I'm like, my liege. My leech.
So
But you don't even drink
I've heard it
Crown
both
Royal.
ways.
No, but he's sitting in
Well,
the church.
not if it's not in front of him. Then you got a different
No,
story.
Crown Royal tastes disgusting.
Might I please have a fifth of
Brent
Basil
just
Hayden?
went up.
All right, Paul, talk about games.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with.
Game
sorry,
on,
that
Paul.
was. I need a moment, Bill. That was nice. That was
You'll
great.
get a moment.
So
Close
So-
your eyes and start talking. Hey,
wow.
Either next week or the week after, we're gonna start actually recording for YouTube, and you guys will see. Literally happens.
Apparently I won't, but everyone else will.
Right.
Okay, fair enough.
Just put googly. We're gonna put googly eyes on your eyelids.
I've got some of those.
That's always less scary.
Oh my gosh.
Paul's
So
not even stoned.
so my favorite, besides a couple of video games that I like playing, and then I like to play some of these games now with my kids, and they're
Which
very
are
good at them.
called?
I'm going to. I'm getting. Let's go back.
What?
Easy for you.
Exactly.
Yeah, that wasn't English.
Like Halo, like the old NCAA football game because they stopped making them in 2012.
14.
I'm sorry.
He can sell you a copy.
No, that's
Michael doesn't run a game store.
What, Michael? Do you work at a game store?
Yeah,
The fuck.
There's a reason he's last.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Thank
Quit
you.
ruining it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's not a problem. So, I'm sorry. The last time they made a good one was 2012, 13 and 14 Bite. In my humble, non-professional opinion, apparently.
He's nodding.
I also, and my kids.
Wait, was that the only time you could win the game using Notre Dame?
No, 1989 with Lou Holtz.
Okay, we're
Hammering.
gonna do an entire other segment where I explain football to UPC. But besides
Not football.
right, and my kids love the Mario games and they kick my butt at Mario Kart. I'm trying. I am genuinely trying, and they're crushing it. And so that's really and so those things are really fun.
Mario Kart's
But
fun.
my best memories of games, in part, I didn't have the same experience UPC did. At the college I went to, there was no lambda. And then,
he was busy with the Omega movies.
I feel like we have a winner.
I'm not
I
saying
feel like we have a winner tonight.
I'm not saying we didn't have a
He
sister
was busy
school.
getting his wig.
Don't
during-
try. Don't try.
and
So
during-
it wasn't exchanging panties. It was a panty raid.
And during hurricanes, I was never at the radio station doing any man boarding. But I also, but I did once when Trivial Pursuit in the native language of another country, which was awesome. And I plan to go back to Toronto at some point. But that was a great experience. So that's one thing we have in
If it
common.
weren't for the French, we'd all be speaking English today.
Oui. So, but my best memories were being a kid playing lots. Playing lots.
Spanish.
Playing lots of board games. Me and my brother would play. We played Stratego. We played.
I love Stratego.
It was great. We played Life.
You don't like Stratego?
Oh, it's full of booger in my drink.
Oh, okay.
Oh God! Quick, someone give him some
I guess
Crown
you're-
Royal.
I guess you're gonna need another one.
Well, we call them capers.
Only when we fry them.
But we played.
Put 'em on salmon.
We would play the Life, right? The game of Life. It was. Thought it was a great game. We played Payday.
Shit.
We did all kinds of things like that, and then
Shoots and ladders.
no, those things we never.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
never had Sorry or Shoots and Ladders. I'm not sure why, but we never had that.
Well, Boggle.
Nope, never had a Boggle. But the other cool thing is my brother was fantastic at making up games, even with standards. With just if we were playing darts, he'd figure out something we had to do that would make the game more interesting, and it was awesome. And also, because this is something I really miss. People know about Nerf weapons and Nerf footballs.
My
okay,
God.
but when I was a kid, and I know this is ancient history, but when I was a kid, there were Nerf balls that were actually soft. You could play with them in the house. If they hit something glass, it wasn't breaking. You could take the balls about the size of a softball.
This could have avoided an entire Brady Bunch episode.
Correct. Correct. Yes, I don't know why they did.
No, that's why that's how Nerf started.
Mom said no playing ball in the house.
There we go. So we did. So, but they had
I
Nerf
would
balls.
still knock over the vase.
They had round Nerf balls, and we would play baseball in the house. They were about as big, maybe a
By the
little
way,
smaller
no
than.
playing ball in the house only lasted 12 minutes.
There you go.
You
Very
and
nice.
Maureen McCormick having a moment.
It never got to amusement. Okay, so the
Tell
balls.
Sam the Butcher Show.
The ball is a little softer than smaller than a softball, but you could crush it in your hand mostly.
Yeah.
So it was that soft. And then at one time, now maybe they were just made of asbestos, and I don't know, but
And one time you got cancer.
Contact
well,
related board.
well, not yet. But then at some point in time, boom, you stop. You can't buy that kind of Nerf ball
Nope.
anywhere, and it's bizarre world to me. But we would play.
Mesothelioma.
Oh
No,
my
it's 'cause
gosh.
some fucking idiot 1-year-old
ate it.
And
Yeah,
died.
that could
And
be it.
it's
But
like,
you can still take a bite out of a Nerf
1-year-olds are
football.
idiots. Why should we have to? If everybody shits their pants, why do we have to wear diapers? You know, like.
I'm gonna think on that one.
Darwin.
Okay, let's figure it out. But probably my favorite memories of playing games. And man, I mean, we would play tons of different games, video games, all that kind of stuff. We had Atari when Atari came out.
2600.
I don't remember the number. Whatever the original one. Oh, the original.
Yeah, the 2600.
No,
They came with
Sears
combat,
version.
Yes.
where you had the maze with the
Correct,
two
with
tanks,
the tanks. Yes.
Which
Combat.
I would just like to point out to everyone, every single first-person shooter game is combat with better graphics.
I believe you.
No, it's
Every single one.
Wolfenstein.
No, it's combat.
Better graphics.
And I
With
played
better graphics.
and I played Castle Wolfenstein on an Apple
The
II.
DOS version, not Wolfenstein 3D.
No, the green. The green.
He's talking about on the Apple.
Oh, I don't know about
On the Apple II,
Screwed that.
There was
yeah,
a version.
Wolfenstein was there first, and it was
It was something.
yeah.
It was something.
It was a thumb.
So so lots of games like that. But maybe my favorite thing is I remember is playing Trivial Pursuit with my mom and dad. My dad's a pretty smart guy. My mom's a pretty smart gal. They are pretty smart about different things, which meant they would kick our ass. And me and my brother and sister, not dumb.
Oh, they were teaming up.
Oh
It
yes.
was like
Oh no.
teams.
The team was mom and dad against the
Versus
kids.
you and the.
Me and my brother and my sister. Now,
It seems like your mom and dad are pretty cutthroat Trivial Pursuit players.
well, they are because
you know what? We're gonna play against these 8-year-olds. and we're gonna win.
No, but we would play when we were older, and they'd still kick our butt. And one of my favorite things is my mom, who was great, rest in peace. She knew everything about movies you could possibly want to know, like before 1975. After 1975, she didn't care anymore. It's like, nah, that's crap.
I mean, really.
Okay. But you'd be like, okay, who won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress in 1957? And she'd go, oh, you know what happened that year? You know, Yul Brynner was in The King and I and Magnificent Seven. You know, and he won for The King and I because that was so. It's like, no, I got you, but who won the supporting actor? No, dude, you don't understand. Because then there was, and we're like, Mom, that's fantastic. Who won? Oh, she was like, of course it was Dorothy Malone. I mean, like it was like, it was like, what are you asking me about 2 + 2? Why don't you want to know how the Aztecs didn't know about 0? Crap like that.
Is that why you like to hang out with me? Because I remind you of your mother.
Well, I didn't want to tell everybody, but that's probably my favorite memory, and that's the thing about
It's
games.
probably the apron that you always wear.
As long as it's not my vagina, that reminds me.
Oh no!
Wow!
No, you're
really not.
Your vagina.
Wow!
It's really not.
like
Okay.
it.
Lastly, I will
Way
say,
bigger.
just overall on the subject, I agree with Michael. I think one of the great things, yes, playing individual games and stuff, but I love, and also with video games, and that's the cool thing with my kids is, playing a video game and you're going through whatever the level is with somebody else, like doing the group bit was really cool, and it was fun, even though they'd usually kick our butt to try and team up with my brother and sister.
I have
No, I try it all the time.
You're
but
not
it's
trying
still,
to beat a person. You're trying to beat the game.
Agreed.
I have to ask a question.
Sure.
This is probably the most important question that will ever be asked on this podcast.
Yes.
Have you ever shot either one of your kids in the head in a video game?
Or
Yeah.
real life.
All right.
I mean,
Well, we could turn this into something.
I'm
All
not-
right. Good job.
I'm not a communist.
Good
Of
job.
course I did.
We
Good
could turn
job.
this into something really, really soft.
Yay,
I
America!
shot- I shot my son in the back of the head with a paintball gun.
Yeah, no,
It
that's
was awesome.
that's not.
It is.
It hurt.
Yeah.
It didn't hurt me. It hurt him.
Yeah,
Right.
because the mask is on the front.
But you did. But
Yeah.
you said it before you pulled the trigger, right? You said
Oh.
this is going to hurt me, but it's going to hurt you
No,
more.
he ran out in the middle of the field and he realized, oh, I just done fucked up. And I went to shoot him. He goes, I'm dead. And I went, anyway.
It's not like you hit him in the head with a frying pan.
Yeah.
Good point.
Hey, yeah.
Cast iron.
You know,
Alright.
what was funny, after I hit him with the frying pan, for the rest of his life, he's had a deadpan look on his face.
Wow. Okay.
Is that why
Wow.
he doesn't
But-
eat Pittsburgh steaks?
But that is what I have.
No, that's
All right. So,
it's because you're from Pittsburgh.
even though he keeps saying that he doesn't, he's not quite ready yet. It is Michael's turn, though. Luckily for him, UPC wants to tell one more thing.
No.
Surprise!
Yeah, what's in the supply closet?
Surprise!
Okay.
Shocker.
Nice call
Even,
out.
I did not, when we talked about this topic, I was very much not thinking about video games or console games. Computer
Did
games,
you
whatever.
literally read the description?
But I do have a question for everyone, and we don't have to all answer it right now, but I would like it. Have you ever encountered a game where, like a computerized game of some kind, digital, whether it's console or arcade or
Right.
computer, where there's like, oh wait, they didn't plan on my behavior to do this, and this is like the workaround for how to succeed. And my example is a friend of mine in college. We grew up together here. He has always been more engaged with console games, and he got the PlayStation 1 when it came out, and the game was Gran Turismo. He's a car guy, I'm a car guy. I wasn't really enthused about the game, but he's like, no, you gotta play this is awesome. You can build the cars, and these are based on real cars, and their real performance and everything. I'm like, okay, well, I can get into the technical aspect of it.
And
then
the
we would-
mini, didn't you?
And then no, depending on the track, right, the course. So it'd be like the Nürburgring or something like that, or Laguna Seca. Well, of course, I'm not an idiot.
We
I'm
all
not gonna
remember
do a
what
mini
position.
on Nürburgring. That's too much fucking open straightaway. You know?
Right, you can get a Porsche.
Yeah. It was anyway.
Yeah.
The point is, like, we would race each other, and then we'd get into a curve, and I would just, like, punt him off the course. And he's like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, well, Rubbin's racing.
Winning.
Yeah, I'm winning. And you're, like, spun off the fucking track, and you're now behind me, and it only shed a few miles per hour off of my speed. And he's like, but that's not fair. I'm like, why isn't it fair? Like, the game allows me to do that,
Yeah.
and I just beat you.
Yeah. Totes fair.
There you go.
And it would just, and now, after the first couple of times I did it,
You guys aren't friends anymore, are you?
no, his reaction, the only reason why I did it after that point is because he still hated it.
Yeah,
Just like
and
that.
that's why you guys aren't friends anymore.
We're still very
Bill,
good friends.
just really brief tip. Bill,
Have we met him?
well,
We grew up together
Have
as
we met
children.
No.
You might have Eli, big, tall.
Yes.
He's like 6'6".
Oh.
yes, I have.
You
I've met
might have
Eli.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
All right,
never mind.
I'm gonna find him online and practice with him
now
so
he
can
plays
beat
the
you
kind
terribly.
of multiplayer internet, what do you call it, games that involve like sailing ships from the 1700s, and they're doing
Wow.
like sailing battles with cannons and crossing the Thames.
Wow.
And most of the people who play it are from England, because old fucking British guys love model railroading and they love fucking
Sinking friendships.
Well, 'cause
sailing vessel combat.
that's when they were in charge.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
That's
brief.
when they were a superpower.
Brief tip to Dave, because Larry was really selling the Diablo thing. If you're still pals with that friend whose mom didn't like Dungeons and Dragons, maybe you don't want to tell her about it when you invite him to play. Okay, thank you very much.
No, you're right.
Hey, Michael.
So,
What's going on?
Sorry to interrupt. Sorry,
Yeah, no,
but
no. We're,
You didn't interrupt me.
You
You haven't gotten started yet.
Yet.
sorta. But we are down to
Miguelito.
Michael.
Okay, so it's been said that I run a game shop. Video games,
You do.
card games, board games.
All the games.
Not all the games. And this is the reason, because I know people
because you don't have
expect
the
me...
bad magazine card game.
Correct. And of all the
It
games
might be in the closet.
of all the games that have been mentioned tonight, I have not played Diablo 4, the Mad Magazine card game, and the
Uno
Flip
Flip.
Uno.
Yeah,
Uno
I've never
Flip.
heard of that.
Uno Flip. Other than that, everything that has been mentioned, I've played. Because I am a competitive individual.
We know.
Yes, and I
Yes.
can prove it, okay?
What? You want to bowl up to me? You want to bowl up?
Come at me, bro!
Do we need to take this inside?
So, but the games
around
I
and
want to
find
talk the games I want to talk about are games that just almost are non-existent anymore.
Okay.
Kick the can.
Oh.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Wow.
Because,
Yep.
and when we played Kick the Can, it was pitch blackout, which you can't do anymore.
Right.
Well,
Well,
Yeah,
those of us
I mean-
who had good mothers required us to be home before the streetlights came.
well,
on.
this was in
This is
somebody.
dinner.
No,
You
this
go
was
out
in
afterwards.
this is in one of the friends'
You were cutting into
backyards.
mommy time,
Yeah,
Travis.
yeah. Literally was just for dinner.
Like, remember,
Yeah.
it's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are?
Yeah.
Hopefully
I
not.
know
Exactly.
So Kick the Can.
We're for different generations.
Boom,
And-
kick the can.
And literally, Kick the Can is a bunch of people running around. There's one person that trying to tag everyone before someone can kick the can.
Yeah.
And the game over. If the person tags everyone, they win. If one person kicks the can, they lose. Very simple.
It's like
I-
Quidditch. If you
That's-
catch a
that's-
snitch,
Yeah, yeah, you
it's
catch a
over.
snitch,
It
it's
doesn't
done.
matter how
It's
good
over.
everyone else did.
Absolutely.
As I see,
Fuck those
It's
guys.
hide and seek.
Sutures.
It's hide and seek with an extra objective.
Right. On the same token, Ghost in the Graveyard? No?
I know of it, never played it, but it's kind of similar, isn't
Yeah.
it?
You gotta go around whatever.
You ever played
House
House
or-
Salami?
Jeez.
Hey, I started
Hey,
out with that is not a
yeah,
game.
yeah.
Alright.
Freeze
point.
tag.
Yeah.
There's no point
Freeze
in
tag
it.
is another
And
one.
Sport fucking
Freeze
and-
What about Chinese
Very-
freeze tag?
Do
you know that one?
Nope, don't know that one.
It
Dodgeball.
requires,
How about dodgeball?
it requires
That
a
would be
vat of liquid
I
nitrogen.
try not to remember school. Yes, I mean we went all out with freeze tag.
Remember, if I say jump in the vat, jump in the vat.
Wait, did Mother say?
No.
Oh, Simon Says. What about Simon Says?
Yeah,
Okay,
play that of course.
it's not your turn.
But no, I mean those types of games, Simon Says, but a lot of them have evolved differently now. Now instead of people going outside and playing Kick the Can, they use digital games to do it. Like for instance, Call of Duty has a mode similar
Kick
to
the
that.
Can episode mode?
Based on.
I'm giving for instance.
in the
Kick the IED?
In the metaverse, there is a kick the can.
Correct. Basically freeze tag, you shoot someone, they're down until you get over there, revive them by
Yeah.
tagging them and things
Yeah,
like
in
that.
Call of Duty, yeah.
And I just think that's a lot of the things that, people are enjoying now digitally, they have a lot of roots in the old stuff that we just don't do anymore, kids don't do anymore.
Yep.
And they found a new outlet for it, which is that it's, just kind of awesome. And a lot of people just don't. I'm always one that I like to know where things came from.
Right.
And so when I play these things, it reminds me of the things that I played from childhood. And yes, I did know that there was no R in Parcheesi. But I'm still going to pronounce it Parcheesi. But yeah, no, I grew up playing board games. Mastermind was one that was not mentioned.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, that was a great game.
It was.
Oh, absolutely.
That was amazing.
But it got to a point to where that a lot of people just didn't want to play games with me anymore. It might have been my antisocial behavior, or did I just beat them? I don't know. It could have been either one.
Maybe you beat them in an antisocial manner.
Definitely.
You did say that you are competitive. So you
Yeah,
would probably not speak to them at school and then beat them in a game and be like, in your fucking face!
I wasn't allowed to swear, so it was just in your face. Hold on a second. Hold on. Matt brought up a game, Mousetrap. Which,
Oh, God.
hold on.
my
No.
God.
I have a question. I have a question about this.
Goldberg.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Did it ever work after the first time you played it?
No.
Yes. Yes.
Did you go to school for engineering?
Larry does look like he played with a lot of character sets as a kid.
Did anyone here?
I did.
You know, Paul brought up Nerf earlier, and I totally forgot when my kids were little, and I had the Nerf bow and arrow, the Nerf gauntlet gun. Every year for Christmas or
You would
birthdays,
come up with
that's
something
what,
else to
that's
simulate murdering your children.
yes,
Yeah.
that's what we bought our kids. And my son and my daughter and their friends would come over the house, and I'd stand down the hallway, and they'd run through the family room
So you were a Nerf
back
herder.
and forth.
You were
playing
I was a Nerf herder.
Yes.
Yes.
You were basically
You had a
playing
line
duck
of fire.
hunt.
You had a
I
crossing
was
lines
playing
of
duck
fire.
hunt with a crossbow and a gauntlet gun, shooting my kids, and it
Eventually
didn't
they
hurt
figured
them.
it
It
out.
was fun. It was a blast, and they loved it. It was like, it was. I said I shot my son with a
Paintball in the
gun,
back of the head.
and it did hurt. That one hurt, but Nerf.
Or not.
But eventually they learned to take tactical positions and
No,
No.
they didn't.
they
It was
just walked into
It
ambushes.
was just
Yeah,
run back
it was a
and forth.
terrible,
It
terrible.
was,
So it was
game.
like Vietnam.
no,
It taught
was
nothing.
just it was just run back and forth across the hallway, and me trying to hone my skills into killing children.
Yeah, if they're ever in a
you
war
know.
zone, they're just gonna run back and forth
Hey.
through doors.
And they're gonna giggle like
almost
gleefully,
killed,
like, "Hee, you got me."
Almost killed a 28-year-old child last night.
well, as
Well,
well,
But
you
I
should
called
have.
911 instead.
Well, you should have.
Yeah.
So
Michael,
there's
please
one.
finish.
There's one other game that, and this is a game that we kind of developed, but when I was in high school, they came out with these little rubber pellet guns. They were called
Airsoft.
gotcha.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
no,
No,
before
yeah,
airsoft.
yeah, I know.
It
what
was
you're talking
gotcha,
about. I know what
basically.
you're talking
I believe it was called
about. They
gotcha.
were like
Okay.
little
yellow-
yellow
yellow
balls.
Those
And-
fuckers
and-
hurt.
Well,
No, they didn't.
not really, but anyway, it was just air driven, and you
Well,
pulled the
Bill's
trigger
a
and hit.
pussy.
Fergus said that many times
I-
before, but not tonight.
I did
But
not
not
call
tonight.
Larry, let Michael continue.
So in
Hold on, I owe Ferg $1.
but
We
in
might owe you
school,
the dollar.
in school we would actually use these guns and we would play gotcha.
Try that in school now.
Yeah, no, that doesn't happen. And actually, then they didn't like it either. But it was, you had a group of people and you would go around and one person was it and they would have to shoot everyone else, to
At
win.
school.
At school, yeah.
With guns.
Yeah.
No, they were air guns. I mean, they were like
Where did
little.
you go to school? Sandy Hook?
Active shooter.
Are they shaped like
Over
guns?
right here.
Are they shaped like guns?
Columbine.
And speaking of things you can't do anymore,
Yeah.
Because
If there are any kids listening to
It
this,
just occurred
why?
to me. There's a game that
Let's
my
remember,
friend and
a
I
kid was
invented.
suspended for biting his Pop-Tart into the shape of a gun.
Yes.
I understand.
Suspended.
Yeah,
I'm
that's-
just
for a
talking. I
Pop-Tart
am talking
that-
about
that's
one of
creepy.
the things that we played in
creepy.
school
Yes.
that you can't do
Not when
anymore.
you're
I would
5.
bite my Pop-Tart in the shape of a vagina.
When you're 5.
No,
bring a
you were gonna
GI
say
you couldn't
phallus.
bring a GI
I thought you were gonna
Joe.
say phallus.
Vagina.
Couldn't bring a G.I. Joe
Spelled
with
with
a
PH, a vagina.
3/4 inch knife to school
Correct.
in your lunchbox because you were a terrorist.
Correct. So, are there any other
no,
games
that's
that we
not
can't?
how it was.
I just want a pop
That's not how it was.
It's not how it was.
Have you ever? Has anybody ever?
But that's all I was gonna say is about all of my childhood memories, and I really, really hate the fact that you have Diablo 4 and are playing it right now because it's my favorite game. Like Diablo is by far. I've beat Diablo 3 on every system it's ever been out for,
Yeah, me too.
and just because I'm a big nerd and need all the new things, and then it comes out again and it drives me insane because now I gotta buy it again.
And let me tell you,
why on every system?
Let me tell you.
Does the game change at all?
No, because
No.
he works in a game store.
No. The reason why actually
He can
this,
play,
no,
he can play
there's-
them and
there-
take them back
the
and
reason
sell
why
them.
I've played it on every system and beat it on every system is because I always play it with someone new on whatever system that happens to be there at the time.
It's because
Completely fair.
He's testing to make sure the disc is okay.
Oh fuck no! I don't test it. I play it. And when I'm testing
I
people's
don't-
systems that they bring to me, and I start playing a game, I'm like, oh shit. Okay, yeah, I'm playing now. I'm
The
taking too
guy
much
doing
time.
the
Did
trade-in
you not see
still
his
standing
air
at the
quotes,
counter like
That's
5
it.
hours later.
He's the guy.
That's only happened once or 18 times.
But Michael,
I look more at Michael as a dren.
I'm about halfway through, because I only play on weekends. But I'm about halfway through, and the Necromancer, holy shit!
Yeah, but they took out my favorite class, though. They took out Monk. I am very not happy about that.
It'll come back.
But you're
You know
very
it will.
not happy?
You know it'll come
About
back.
that.
You know it's
So
gonna
you're
be.
happy about it.
You know it's
I'm
gonna be.
very not happy.
You know it's gonna be an
Unhappy.
I didn't
expansion,
say I was very unhappy.
Michael. You know it's gonna be an expansion,
That's not what that means.
just like the Necromancer was an expansion
Right,
for.
I'm hoping.
for 3. It will. It's coming back. All right.
That's all I have.
So I was playing shoots and ladders on mushrooms one time with him.
He's a liar.
Bill's getting it.
Yeah.
Bill's a liar.
Give me the
He
bar.
never, he
I'm
never
gonna
did
tell you
that.
about.
And I never will.
Dave has something really quick, and then we're gonna wrap up.
Oh, okay. I didn't mean to.
No, you're good.
No,
Very
no,
good.
But you're in there.
I mean,
no.
Michael
You're
mentioned.
urinating. It's fine.
Yeah, Michael mentioned something about
Enumerating.
pistols and gun culture and things like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, we used to take guns to school for show and tell. Here's my dad's 1911. Check it out, fully loaded. And the teacher would be like, "That's awesome."
Not sure if
And the
I ever
next
did
kid-
that.
The next kid would go, "Here's my hamster."
And then you're like, the safety's on.
Well, yeah, so it's good for school.
Hey, put your hamster
But,
on the
but a
window
1911
ledge.
does have a safety.
Good.
It does.
Sorry, Dave.
And
go
the next,
ahead.
and the next
Nah,
kid had his
it's
hair.
beaver
Here's
tail.
my Nazi dagger. You know.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you have to squeeze it. That's the safety. But anyway, all right. Sorry, David. Go ahead.
Just all good, have fun, play games.
Okay. All right. So, wrapping this up, I'm gonna have to apparently do a lot of editing, which I did not want to do. But hey, I'm off Labor Day, so I have a whole day that I don't have to go to work. So I guess I can work on that.
You can labor.
Thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
I don't want to barbecue or anything. So
And just one other thing.
yes,
Bill's got a job.
Bill does have a job.
Hey!
But it doesn't start for 2 weeks, so we
So-
still have 2 weeks to make
So
fun.
you're saying
Fair
there's a
enough.
chance.
Yeah.
He still has 2 weeks to fuck it up.
Well, no, until his first
I
day.
just hope his employer doesn't listen to this podcast.
Until his first day, he is not employed.
I would really like to meet my manager. I think she sounds like a cool person.
Well, hopefully on the 18th, that'll happen. But anyway, before
Right,
we
Dave?
go, I would like to say one thing or two things. First thing is, I didn't mention EVE Online because
It ruined my computer.
it's spreadsheets in space, but
Wait, that sounds interesting.
there was actually a battle last night that made it into the Wall Street Journal. That apparently two factions got bored and lost 49 trillion ISK full of spaceships, and I do not know what the exchange rate is to the dollar.
Is this crypto
But
shit?
no. But the funny thing about EVE Online is that there is an actual exchange rate.
Wow.
to their currency.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know.
So,
Amazing.
Wow.
So
I do.
basically, people lost tens of thousands of U.S. dollars last night playing a game because they were bored.
Wow.
Serves them right.
It does, but apparently it was amazing. The other thing that I did not mention that I just have to give a nod to, and Dave will pipe in on this one probably as well, Warhammer 40K.
Okay.
Yes.
Not, even if you're not interested in the game, just building the models and painting them are amazing.
Yeah.
And the game just makes it fun. Think of it as chess with machine gun.
Is it as good as Warhammer 39K?
It is not.
Okay.
It's 40K. It's
yeah.
1K better.
That's what it sounds like to me.
It's,
Okay.
it's one louder.
So it's not as good. It's better.
Although,
It's better.
Is it kilo or
although
kitty?
Their amps go to 11.
I haven't checked out Warhammer 30K, which I hear is pretty fucking awesome.
Okay.
But
Thanks for the qualification.
I think the fun part is
Neither.
that you're taking an RPG game and you have a physical application, which is a little bit different than a standard RPG game, and you still have the imagination quality of it,
Yeah.
but you have the statistical and the advancement of troops and the tactical quality of it, and that's what makes a game like that fun.
Yeah.
Now at the same time, you better have some money in your pockets, because that game ain't cheap.
Or
No, it's not.
Games Workshop, do not listen to this part, or a 3D printer.
Okay.
Which those aren't cheap either. So.
Oh, they are.
They are now.
Oh, are they now?
Oh, yeah, like $200 you can get a
Fairly
you can
cheap.
get a
Oh,
really
shit.
nice
Okay.
resin printer.
All right.
But
Where are we?
anyway, sorry guys, we got off of topic, and with that, we're gonna wrap things up. I wanted to say thank you to Porter for joining us.
Yay,
Hope you will
Porter.
join us
Yay,
again.
Porter!
Thank you guys for having me here.
And that's it. So I'm gonna go around, let everyone say good night. If you want to say a game that you did not mention during your good night, that's fine. But I'm looking at you, UPC. 1 minute. All right, Bill.
Call of Duty. I sold my game system because I kept waking up thinking that the street light outside was a street light and it was the sun.
Say good night.
Good night. New
UPC.
York.
2 games: Burger Time and Mr. Do.
Oh, and say
Good
good
night.
night.
Good
Porter?
night, Gracie.
Drunken Candyland. That's the only thing that I forgot to bring up. Oh my god, so many wasted nights. I'm sure I have a lot of stories. I don't remember them. That's how you know we played the game right.
Yep.
Have a good night.
Ferg.
Dragon's Lair.
Oh.
It is the next arcade I am ordering for my living room, which is now just an arcade.
I can beat it.
Well, it's
Well, I
got,
could
but
beat it.
the
I don't know if I can.
it's got all three games on it.
Space Ace?
Yes.
Oh!
So it's the next.
I
It's,
can
the
beat
next-
that.
it's the next one I'm ordering.
I used
Put
to
it
beat
on
that
that.
too.
With
I
the
don't know
laser
if I can.
disc.
I'm gonna
Good night.
I'm gonna start driving Ferg home.
Yeah. Yeah.
Homage to Don Bloom, who did all the animation for Space Ace and Dragon Slayer. Throw a game out there.
You don't have to. You can just say goodnight. But if you have one.
Good night,
It's a
Gracie.
hint.
I think he understands the options.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Say goodnight, Dave.
Axis and Allies. Good night.
Oh,
Good.
oh shit.
Yeah, nice.
You want to spend a week playing a game?
Right.
That was a good one to drop.
Although I did buy for my father-in-law Axis and Allies 1941, which you can actually play in about 3 hours.
Oh.
Yeah. In case anyone's interested, it's like $50 on Amazon.
Because in 1941 we had no.
Yeah.
nothing
Michael?
going for us.
Yeah, the game guy has no games. Good night.
You don't have to. Paul?
Just a couple of arcade shout outs. I went to high school with Billy Mitchell, who at different times had the world records for Donkey Kong,
Yes.
Miss Pac-Man, and Centipede.
Thank you, game.
Whoa.
But also old games. Well, we didn't mention pinball, and I love pinball. And there's an old early game called Moon Patrol, which
Yes.
I always
yeah.
loved.
Wow.
I always loved Moon Patrol.
All right. And
Good night.
I'm gonna finish this up with Battlezone.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
When you put your head in the thing and work the
God, yes.
tracks and
Work the
Oh
sticks.
man.
yeah, and
Yeah. 3D.
and another that no one else mentioned, Joust.
Ooh, yes.
Oh my god.
Which
I have
was-
Joust on my HP 48SX calculator.
Which
I thought
Yeah,
we talked
me
about
too.
medieval
Which
times.
is awesome.
Oh my god.
Which is awesome, but that didn't have color.
Oh, one last thing. My kids are going to be really disappointed that Uncle Porter isn't babysitting anymore.
Your kids aren't listening to this.
I didn't
Thank
say they are.
God.
I said they're going to
Yeah.
be disappointed.
You know what? It's midnight. Do you know where your kids are?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, they're listening to us record. All right. On that, we're going to go and wrap things up. It is midnight. We are going to finish this, and then we're going to head to the trail north. All right, guys.
Night.
Have a good night. Episode 22 in the bag.
Yay!
Toot-toot.
Look, I'm a little drunk, okay?